What is up, everybody? Today we're doing the ultimate dynamic microphone shootout.
So we'll be reviewing all of these microphones. Well, that was awkward.
Big special shout out to Zzounds.com for sending us all of these microphones to review. If you guys haven't checked them out, make sure you do for all of your DJ, podcasting, and streaming needs. Also, don't forget to check out their 12-month interest-free financing. So today, we're super excited about making the ultimate dynamic microphone shootout. The best part about this shootout is we're going to do 3 different price ranges. The price ranges are from $299 to $420 US, $199 to $249, and last but not least, if you're on a budget, $79 to $129. And if you stick around, we actually got a special bonus for you at the end where we compare quality over cost. So let's go over the microphones and the price points. So the first question that most streamers, DJs, podcasters ask is, do they use a dynamic or a condenser microphone? I will try to keep this as simple as possible. So I use condenser microphones in the studio for vocalists and instruments, and they tend to be a little more sensitive. So if the room isn't acoustically treated, in my opinion, they tend to be a little less forgiving. Now, as for a dynamic microphone, anything that's behind it or towards the sides, the microphone usually doesn't pick up. In fact, right now I'm using the Shure MV7, and let's try it out. So I'm right up against the microphone. Check, check, check. I'm about 6 inches away from the microphone. I am 1 foot away from the microphone. I'm to the side of the microphone. I'm talking behind the microphone. So what this means is this microphone is a little more directional. So let's say you're live streaming. You want to isolate any sounds from the keyboard, the mouse, or clicking of any buttons like the A10 Mini or the Stream Deck. So if you're a podcaster, it limits you from picking up your guest or your co-host who's sitting across from you. And if you're a DJ or doing music, it'll prevent the sound from the monitor to be picked up depending on the direction. So first up are the more expensive microphones from $299 to $420. So let's take a listen. All right, so first up is the Rode Broadcaster. Now this is a $429 microphone. This is the most expensive on the list. This needs a cloud lifter or 48-volt phantom power. And if you notice, I have it over to the side because the plosives tend to be really strong. So check it out. Peter Piper, Peter Piper, Peter Piper, Peter Piper, Peter Piper, Peter Piper, Peter Piper. Usually when I see people use these, they'll have a pop filter. In fact, let me actually add one of these. Here it is. So this is the Rode Broadcaster with a pop filter on it. Actually sounds much, much better. In fact, I actually felt like I had a bit of a sizzle to it, like a high-end sizzle without this filter on the top. Now I actually think it sounds pretty good. As for the build quality, it's actually super well built, very heavy. Let us know what you think of this one. Do you own one? Have you ever tried one? Would you spend $429? Let us know in the comments. All right, so let's jump to the next one. So next up is the classic Shure SM-7B. You see this on all the broadcast, podcast, radio stations. This microphone's been out for more than 20 years. So this one also has to have the cloud lifter or the phantom power. I'm currently using a TASCAM Mixcast 4. And with the Rode, I actually had the level set at 20. Once I shut up to Shure SM-7B, I actually had to turn it up to 39. Let me see. I actually feel like it might need a little more juice. Here we go. Right there to me sounds good. Let me know what you guys and gals think. One of the reasons that I hear a lot of people like it is for the plosives. Seems to really control it. I was surprised to see that it actually came with the bigger pop filter as a replacement. If you wanted to buy this separately, I believe it's $35 US. Have you used the SM7B? Is this your mic of choice? Is it worth the $400? Let us know in the comments. So next up is the Audio-Technica BP20. I will say I'm really surprised that all of these microphones, these weigh a ton. Now this also needs the phantom power with the actual additional channel level gain. This one, instead of being at 40, is actually at 30. Now the Rode Broadcaster was actually at 20. Let us know, how does this microphone sound compared to the other ones with the $349 price tag? Just from using this, it looks like the plosives are pretty good. Plosives. It does not come with any pop filters or wind guards or anything like that. So let me know how it sounds with the sibilants and the plosives. So next up is the Electro-Voice RE320. Now you're probably wondering why we went with the RE320 versus the RE20 that's $449 or the RE27 that's $499. I've watched tons of reviews comparing all of the microphones. I feel like the other two are a little too flat and boomy for my taste. This one's only $299. What really stood out to me was out of all of the expensive microphones, this is the only one that came with this really cool case. And I'll probably make another video testing the other sides, but let's try it with this one here. Test 1 2, test 1 2, test 1 2, test 1 2. So what do you think so far? Which one of the top 4 really stood out to you? Which one are you enjoying the texture of the voice, etc.? Next up will be the mid-range microphones starting at $199, ending at $249. Let's see if there's a difference. Next up is the mid-level microphones, and the first one that we're going to start off with is the one that I currently use for all of my live streams, which is the Shure MV7. Now, prior to me getting my TASCAM Mixcast 4, it's a dynamic microphone that one of the advantages is it has both XLR and a USB input. Now, what's cool about this mic is there's a really intuitive Shure Motive app that gives you limiting, compression, and EQ. In the app, it actually has automatic settings, and you don't actually have to be as close to the microphone. With the EQ settings on the app, one of the reasons that I use this mic so much is because you have the advantage of using both the USB and the XLR at the same time for 2 different outputs. Now, when you do use the XLR output, you're not using any of the app settings, example, the compression, EQ, or limiter, but it is nice to run it into the mixer. One of my biggest gripes about the USB on the back of this one is it uses USB micro. After some wear and tear, I felt like the connector started to get a little loose, but I'm sure that's to be expected. This microphone comes with a $349 price tag. Dude, now you're price butchering. So let us know what you think. How do you think it sounds versus the Shure SM-7B? So let's see how the other one sounds. So next up is the Rode Procaster, which is $229 and seems to be a really popular selection. Now, I'm listening to these through my headphone monitors, which I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to check them out on the studio monitors in just a moment. I will tell you that this one does feel super solid. It's nice and heavy. I'm not 100% sure on how the plosive sounds. I know that that was something that a lot of the people were complaining about. So I do want to kind of try this with a pop filter, and we'll see in just a second. All right, so here we go. So now we got the pop filter on. Let me know what you guys and girls think. All right, so this is the same microphone without the pop filter. This is a Rode Procaster. They cost $229 US. All right, so what I'm also going to do is I'm going to move it a little bit to the side of my mouth. This way I don't feel the plosives or even the sizzle of the S's. Let me try it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next up for the mid-level microphones is the Samson Q9U. Now this again is a XLR microphone with USB as well. And this was pretty interesting because in the back it actually has switches. It has a low cut and it also has a mid boost. It also has a power button in the front. I'm not sure if it's going to work for the cable or is it just for the USB, but let's try it now. All right, so it looks like it actually mutes the mic too. This does come with a windscreen, which I'm not sure how my plosives are. Peter Piper picked peppers. Let me try with the plosives. Check 1 2. Okay, so this is the same microphone with the actual windscreen. I want to do an even comparison, so I'm actually going to do all of these without it hitting any switches. I didn't actually do it on the Shure SM-7B, so I want to make sure I don't do that with this one either. Let me take the popper stopper off as well, and we'll hear how it sounds. All right, so this is without the popper stopper. This actually is a super hefty microphone. This actually weighs a lot more than my Shure MV7, but I'm actually wondering how it sounds. From the reviews that I saw on some people's vocals, it actually sounded really good and full, and other people's vocals, it actually fell a little short. So what do you think? For $199, is this something you would buy? So what have you thought so far? From the higher end Rode Broadcaster that's $429 all the way down to this one that's $199. Do you hear a difference, and which one would you buy? Let us know in the comments. This just in. The Shure MV7 has a price drop of $224 US, as well as the Samson Q9U is now only $149. Once again, let's not forget about visiting Zzounds.com for all of our streaming, podcasting, and DJ needs. Don't forget to check out their 12-month interest-free financing. Now back to you, Kova. Tweak music tips. All right, so this just in, we got another mid-level microphone that Zzounds.com sent us. It's the MXL BCD1. Now, this is a $199 microphone. And what really stood out to us was it actually comes with another hard case, and this one's actual plastic. It's got a foam interior, and it also comes with this pop filter. Now, to my ears, I think this actually sounds good, but let's try it without the pop filter. I don't know if you saw it earlier, but the quick way to fix the plosives and the S's is to move the mic on an angle. So let's try it with this microphone. Peter Piper picked peppers, and these are the S's that we're testing. So let us know in the comments. Let us know what you think. Do we use the pop filter? Do we not use the pop filters? Did you feel that me positioning the microphone to the side was helpful? And also, what microphone was your favorite so far? Let us know in the comments. Okay, so we are excited. We are now on the budget microphones. Now, this happens to be the PreSonus PD MV70. I also want to try this microphone a little bit closer for the proximity effect. Or is it one that you can keep a little bit more distance? How does it sound? Does it make my voice sound just a little bit fuller? Once again, I don't particularly like microphones directly in front of my face, but let's see if this also sounds good. This is a $129 microphone, and I have to tell you, I am super surprised. This thing is built like a tank. But the question is, how does it sound? Is it good? How is it with the plosives? So I'm really curious about what you guys and gals think about this one. All right, so let's check out some of the other microphones. Now we get to a really popular microphone. This is a $99 Rode PodMic. This is something that I've seen on a ton of streams, and it's probably because of the price range. At $100, it doesn't actually break the bank. Now, we did recently have Rode on the show, and they utilized that technique that we tried earlier. So let's try it out. All right, so let's see how the plosives are here with the microphone near my mouth, but at the same time, not directly in front of it. What do you think about this $99 PodMic? Do you own it? Have you used it? Would you spend the $99 price tag on it and add it to your arsenal? Let us know in the comments below. Now we're in a whole new price range. This is the $79 Zoom ZDM1. Let us know what you guys think. Is it thin? Does it have body? Now, most of the times in the packaging, the pop filter came off of the microphones. It came as an accessory on the side, but on this one, it was already attached on the microphone, so I left it on. But you know how we have to test these? We have to test them with and without some of the extras. So let's try it without the pop filter. Just from the build quality, it's very reminiscent of some of the Audio-Technica microphones. But once again, let's add the pop filter and compare it. All right, so now we're going to actually talk in front of it a little bit closer, and let's try the proximity effect, see if it has some of the bass in my voice. But seriously, for $79, do you think it's a good deal? Once again, we're trying out the Zoom ZDM1. So our very last microphone is the TASCAM TM70. Now, this one is a little bit impressive. And the reason why I say that is just how many things come in the package. First thing I'll bring up is it comes with a shock mount, which none of the other microphones did. And then in addition to that, it came with a stand and an actual mic cable. So you're saying it comes with all this stuff, but how does it sound? Judging from what I'm hearing, it actually sounds a little bit thin, and some of the plosives. This doesn't actually come with a pop filter, but let's try it from one of the other microphones and see how it sounds. So we borrowed the pop filter from the Zoom, and now we're listening to the Tascam TM70. Does this stand up? What do you guys and gals think? Would you buy this? Is it worth the price tag of $79 US? Let us know what microphone stood out to you, and let us know how much you're willing to spend on a microphone just to get a good sound. In addition, I'd love to know what you're using as a mic preamp. Let us know which one you use or the ones that you're interested in. This way we can review it for further videos. All right, so we just went through 13 different microphones from the price range of $425 all the way down to $49 US. So what do you think so far? Which one has really stood out to you? Also, the microphone that you picked, which tier bracket is it in? The top tier, the mid tier, or the budget? Instead of making this video super long, what we're gonna do is we're gonna split it in two. This way we can pick the top picks and compare them against each other. We appreciate you, and thank you so much for hanging with us. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any comments or anything stuck out to you in this video, make sure you add it in the comment section. Also, we'd love for you to share it with your friends. Just in case you guys didn't know, my name is Kova. I run a weekly show on Twitch called Tweak Music Tips. We interview DJs, remixers, producers from all over the world. In addition, we have manufacturers like Pioneer, Rain, Denon, Shure, Yamaha, Rode, and many, many more. The second a product is released, they do a live product demo on our show where you get to ask them questions on the spot. So make sure you check us out. That's on Wednesdays and Fridays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. GMT. We appreciate you hanging with us.